You mentioned you were working on this album in secret. You know, how did that lend itself to the actual process of writing it? Was it any different to any other record?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things was like, it took some of the pressure off because there weren't prying eyes, there weren't people reaching out being like, what's going on, what's next, what's happening. It was kind of just all, we were allowed to sort of explore and you know, reinvent and figure out what was going to happen next. And then like, aside from that, we also approached it a little different. Like I took a few trips out to places, like kind of alienated myself. Took a trip out to the desert, went up in the mountains for like a week and wrote. And that really helped kind of, I think, zoom things out and let me look at the record big picture. You know, sometimes when you're writing, I think it's very easy to write song by song by song, but it's not always easy to have the time and the patience to look at the record as a whole. Yeah. And that was what ended up happening on this one, and I think that's why we ended up with something a little more conceptual and really like a story.
Yeah, in a way it almost didn't feel like making a record. I mean, of course we were, but it's not like you go in the same studio every day for a month and you have to be out of that studio, record has to be finished by this time. It was just as the songs came in and as he would, you know, write, we'd kind of figure out where it belonged on the record and what studio we do it at, and it was just much more liberal with everything. It was freeing.
Yeah. And fitting it in where you can. I know on top of working on this project, you do a lot of co-writes and you're constantly collaborating with other artists, covering other artists as well. I was looking through your Setlist FM, and I don't know how much of it was true. But you guys have done everything from like Share to.
Well, here's the thing with Setlist FM. I love Setlist FM, but yeah, if you even so much as jokingly sing a chorus to a song, it goes in there as like the Cher cover that they did that night. Like,
it's so funny, yeah.
Is there anything you'd never cover? Is there anything off limits, either because it's too good and you're like, oh, I just could never do that, or because it's just too bad and you're...
I always felt like Bohemian Rhapsody was one that you're never supposed to touch, but then Brendan Urie did and like crushed it. So, you know, all bets are off now.